Hello guys, today I'm gonna explain you how it feels to be guild master in World of Warcraft. First, you make your guild, you have high hopes to clear the content, etc, etc. But there is a recruiting phase. In recruiting phase, you're accepting basically everyone because on servers that you don't know anyone, you don't know how people play. You're basically accepting everyone and trying to make the group out of the people. Some people will come online for raid, some people won't. You make the raid days, raid times, everything explained on Discord. Then you have the same people over and over again coming and it's asking what raid is today, even if it's said on Discord, on the guild informations, whatnot. After you pass all that, there is a first officer space. You're choosing the first few people that will help you out with recruiting, uh, getting more people into guild. Everyone is still low gear score, no experience. Sometimes you get some people that have experience, that's really well. But it's a rarity, especially in World of Warcraft. Everyone with experience goes to endgame guilds and continuing their progress, but making progressive guilds is hard. Then you go frustrate. In frustrate, you are checking quality of your people. You are showing a lot of patience. Uh, Basically, you're explaining tactics over and over and over again until the walls inside your room starts echoing those tactics over and over again. And you have to deal with different types of people. Some are understanding tactics okay, some are not understanding them well. You do the first raid and the first rank ups to people that are understanding tactics after one explanation. Back in the days when the Wrath of the Lich King was current content, uh, basically we had no that much YouTube explanations. You had to ask people whatnot. Usually the guildmaster slash raid lead would explain you tactics only once and that was it. Today you're talking to people over and over and over again like a parrot and they still manage to fuck up. Then you have to deal with first negative people that are trash talking you, how you don't know tactics, you don't know shit, you're making guild to get the gold, whatnot, I have no clue what. On private server there are a lot of bullshit, for example, some officers will try to take advantage of the guild bank to sell gold for coins, Warmane example. Uh, in my guilds, I always do the same shit. Take BOEs, sell them, get flasks and potions for the raid, for the people to make the best possible progress, to increase their DPS. Some of the people in those raids are doing questionable shit. They will take the flasks, they will take the potions, and they will sell them on auction house for unknown reason. And their DPS won't change, and you're stuck with progress where you need certain amount of raid damage to be able to progress actually. And besides that, you have that guy who is trying to talk with people to make them make their own guild, to take people from your guild, so you have to deal with that shit. Sometimes that shit works for them, sometimes that shit doesn't work. It happened to me multiple times over the years, because I'm making the guild, taking the people with no experience from the server, explaining them tactics, helping them with classes and shit. And that shit did happen a lot of times to me. Like, even in this one, in Vicious Ones, there were people trash talking me. Uh, Nazi officer or something. But that's complete bullshit. I will explain you why. Type of raiders. You have noob. Like, person, no matter how many times you explain to him, he won't understand it. He'll be dumb no matter what you do. You help him with his class, you gear him up, you explain to him over and over again. There is no way. That person just won't be able to learn no matter how many hours you spend trying to explain him on what to pay attention, what to do, etc. etc. And that's kinda really fucked up. Then you have a fast learner. Guy who did join the game, wants to play, wants to learn. He spends his time, free time, investing in it in game, how to increase his DPS, his healing, tanking positions, whatnot. He's the player that's interested in actually progressing, and he's one of the people that's actually good to have. No matter what gear score he has, he's really good person to have it. Like, you can always count on him. He's always interested. He's always giving his 100%. Uh, then you have Gir Score whore. That person doesn't care. Is it item for heal, for DPS, for tank? He just wants his gear score to be high, no matter is the stats are not good for him or not. So you have to explain him, and he'll cry about. He will trash talk. He will talk about raid lead, guildmaster, officer, whatnot behind his back. Trying to get people to see with his eyes that he was right, that he needed the item. Those people are usually ignored by everyone because, well, you did try to take the item from the guy that actually needs it and can utilize it 100%, and you need it for gear score. Like, that's making no sense. Like, you have a lot of idiots, especially on the private servers where you can join for free. Like, people are just interested in showing off the numbers and flexing with pixels, and that actually doesn't make any fucking sense. Then you have the DPS whore. That guy just doesn't give a fuck about tactics and shit. We had the experience with Fury Warrior that's high geared. We're on Blood Prince Council. The Blood is on Kelaset. He's the main boss now. Kelaset is the specific boss where you shouldn't be using any type of AoE, so the nucleus don't die and tank stay alive. But he just don't give a fuck about it. He just wants his numbers to be high, completely ignoring tactics. As long as he can hit, he is good to go. That kind of guy is causing a lot of wipes because he's not paying attention to anything. He's tunneling the boss like a horse. You know, when you ride a horse and you put that shit on his eyes, so he cannot see on the sides, so he can just go where you point him. That's his goal. His goal is just recount. He is the best. He is the elite. He is the god of the game, but he's actually trash that doesn't pay attention and causing a lot of wipes. Then you have elitist. He's aware that he did join progressive guild. He's aware that people in the guild are learning, and he's the one that calls people idiot, trash, bad players, whatnot, without attempting for a single moment to help them improve. He doesn't have the constructive argument. He doesn't explain to person that's playing same class as him how to play it if he's making mistakes. He doesn't care anything. He's just there to throw shit at people so he feels better about himself. Like, that's his only goal. Like, you will encounter those peoples all the time, especially on private servers. You'll encounter them in the retail WoW too, when the Breath of the Lich King content comes out. That's a normal thing for some people. When they are feeling small in the real life, they have need to be assholes in the game. That's normal. And then you have the raid lead, experienced, wants to help people to learn the game, wants to progress them, especially leads like me. I don't like the endgame guilds that much. I play in one, but I'm more to start something fresh. That's why I had a lot of guilds behind me, LD guilds. I basically make the guild, gear them up, explain them shit, help them learn shit, and when we make some progress that I'm satisfied with, when I see that they know how to deal with the encounters without any problems, then I make a new guild, start with fresh people again, because, well, I like teaching new people how to play game. Type of guilds, endgame guilds. They are clearing the content. They are raiding together for 6 months plus. They every member in that guild is experienced player. Uh, there is no problems in those guilds whatsoever. Sometimes someone will fuck up, they will get minus DKP, whatnot, and that's it. Like endgame guilds, for those type of guilds, it takes time to make that type of guild. It takes a lot of time to filter the people, to pick the correct officers, because at the start you're dealing with what you have. After some 2 months or so, you already have enough people, enough experienced officers to rely on them much more for raid leading and stuff like that, for preparing the raids, fish, flask, potions, etc. etc. You have progressive guilds. Those are guilds that are working on being LD guilds. Times are rough in those guilds because a lot of people are not familiar with tactics. You spend a lot of time explaining to them. You spend a lot of time on dummies, helping them understand their class more, explaining them that tactics are above DPS, because as long as you do tactics correctly, your DPS will suffer a bit. But in order to fully ignore tactics, like in most of LOD guilds, and focus much more on DPS, less on tactics, you need to have a high DPS push to be able to skip some tactics, let's say like that. And there is community guilds. I've been in community guilds. Those type of guilds are all about power of friendship, and every single guild ends up the same. Content remains the same, progress remains at the same level. It's hard to be friendly with people and actually make them do their job, because people are lazy. People want to get items but don't want to show any effort for it, and that's normal. Every one of us have that desire to uh, get and not give. Like, it's in human nature. People are actually not paying attention to that, but you will have always 10 people that are pushing their best, and you'll have 15 people that are slacking. In every single guild, community guild, that's normal. Even in progressive guilds, that's completely normal. After 2 months as a raid lead, guildmaster, you're starting to lose patience with those people, and you start being more strict, let's say. You start using bad words a lot, because people are sometimes acting like sheeps. If you're not like a dog barking at them, they're just not hearing you. Like you had the example a few nights ago when Raid Lady saying to Tank what's happening, and he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear." And the example in the chamber, two people died. Their answer was, "I didn't see the mark," and they did see the group moving. Like a lot of shit is happening, and it's hard to control. So just give your best, filter the people, uh, try to motivate the people that are actually in the guild, that are actually playing every day to give their maximum. Uh, Try to play with interested people that are always working on their gear, always trying to give their maximum, because those type of people will always be valuable to your team. Ignore the people that are calling you toxic, because everyone that's not leading shit, that doesn't have experience of how it feels to be lead when you have responsibility to lead 24 people, you are 25th, and to focus on some progress, and you have 15 slackers, and then you're toxic, you're whatnot. No, you don't understand. People are just lazy. People are Gir Score horse, latest DPS horse, and whatnot. You have to deal with a lot of bullshit, and your patience is expiring. And that's why people are thinking that raid leading and being guild master is, you just appear for the raid, everything is happening with magic, with power of friendship. No, it's not like that. The fact is, people will always try to fuck you up, to slack, to get items and still slack, because the gear score is more important than how to get it. Like, if you don't believe me, go to TBC Classic, go to Wrath of Lich King Classic, join any private server, join Shadowlands. You will always deal with same shit. Endgame guilds, progressive guilds, community guilds that are doing 25 normals or whatnot, mostly normal bosses, because, well, it's a community guild. They are speaking about progress, but they are not reaching it. And as long as the guild is progressive, if it has a goal to reach something, that guild, no matter how officers or raid lady strict, it's not toxicity, it's simple losing nerves. Like, after some time you get tired of it, people are not listening, and, well, shit happens. But it's all normal. I hope that this video will explain to people how actually feels to be officer and guildmaster and raid lead, because there is a lot of misunderstanding about toxicity over being strict. Like, sometimes most of the things we say is through their joke, so people don't get offended. But, well, that's it. I hope everything is clarified to you now. I hope you have more understanding for your guildmaster, for your officer, and I hope that you will put more effort for your guild to progress, because, well, guild depends on the team. If one guy fails, the entire team fails. It's normal, it's a chain. This was Lit Limp. See you in the next one. Till then, ciao.